Hey there, speculators. It's Rod, your Futures Fanatic. Welcome back to the channel here on YouTube. Futures Fanatic is part of TDG, that's the Traders Dev Group, where I provide education for active futures traders and self-directed investors. Hey, today's video, I wanted to talk about some risk settings, how to save you from you. So here on the channel, I'm talking a lot about blow-ups in trader evaluations, like from Top Step or One Up Trader or Apex Trader Funding or Lilu. And I get a lot of comments about potentially not even using these programs because the risk is too tight. I don't agree with that necessarily, but it does lead me to what I wanted to talk about tonight, which is if you use Tradovate and a bunch of other platforms, I'll show you this on some other platforms and with some other brokers, and you have a live account, you can actually come in and set your own risk settings. You might not know that this is a feature here. Okay, so this is a live account. I'm actually doing a little bit of a challenge here where I show that you can trade a very small Tradovate account in a very similar manner to how you would look to qualify for, let's say, a $50,000 notional account from a firm like Top Step Trader. Now, if you want to come in and set your own risk parameters for your account, you can come over here to this application settings, the little dials up here in the upper right-hand corner. You click on that, and it's going to take you to this view right here. My machine is running very slow. There's a button here, as you can see, risk settings. So you click on the risk setting button right there, and I'm going to blur out the actual account number, but I've actually come in here and set a couple different risk settings. Now, each of these various settings has a little question mark next to it, which will give you a contextual help menu. Some of them are very important to actually read what that means, and they'll provide some warnings. So what I've done here is I've set a $150 daily loss limit. Now, this account started with a little over $500 and now has a balance of about $900, almost $1,000. So I've increased the daily loss limit to 150. I've actually also put in a weekly loss limit of 300. So these are the settings. This will be pretty self-explanatory if you understand, risk settings. Obviously, there's a trailing max drawdown and there's a daily profit trigger. I didn't set either of those. I did set a weekly profit trigger of 600. And now this is probably the key factor to the whole thing. This really does save you from you, which is if you click on this right here, the little help menu, it's going to tell you that if you decide to lock these in and they actually get hit, either the profit target on the upside, whenever I switch to a a light screen, it just blacks. Feels like I've been close to the sun. This will lock the risk setting features on the account risk settings, and you can't change those until 5 to 6 p.m. basically the Eastern Standard Time, the end of the day. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it really locks you in there. I've also set up a max position size, and if you want to go so far as to limit the amount of products, the type of products you can trade, so that you accidentally don't particularly trade a product that you don't want to, you can go in here and do that. Now, if you are at all familiar with Top Step Trader or any of the futures funding programs, and you happen to be using Top Step Trader, a lot of this will look very similar to you because TST Trader is Tradovate. That's what they've actually white labeled. So again, you get to that by clicking on the, let me move that out of the way. You click on this application settings right up here, and that will take you to here. Then you go to risk settings. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to mention here if you're unaware of them. One is the add-ons here. One of my favorite add-ons is actually this TradingView add-on. Now, on a live account, they're going to charge you $10 a month, which is taken out. You can do it on a credit card, or it's easier to have it taken out of your account. If you are trading with Top Step Trader and in one of their combines or evaluations, they will include this in your account. So it's absolutely free. You do have to set it up every month. And what that does is that allows you to trade. You log in to TradingView. You do have to have a pro account or an account with TradingView. You might not have to have a pro account. I think you have to have a paid plan. If you don't have a paid plan of TradingView, it's probably the best value for money of any trading application out there. $15, $20, maybe $30 a month for what you get. Check my link below if you wanted to sign up for one of those plans. But anyhow, you can then log into Tradovate using your credentials from your live account or your credentials from your Top Step Trader account if you're going that particular direction. So that's kind of a cool feature right there. And there other things they have is market replay data. If you want to do market replay data, that's a little costly, but their market replay data is fantastic. And they also have API access if you wanted to You do have to have a live account, but you could do API access. But the purpose of this video, again, was the risk parameters to sort of save you from yourself. Now, the other thing that's pretty cool about the live account over here, if you haven't seen this, is they have this live, like, sort of badges. We don't need no stinking badges. But I've been trading with them for a while, and you can see 5,000 contracts way back from October 19th of 2017. So been trading with Tradovate for quite a while, and to be dead honest with you, I have never set up these risk parameter settings until just earlier in the week when I set up this little challenge to trade this smaller account here. All right, that's it. We'll leave it there for tonight. Let me see. Check my notes here. Live Futures League, connecting to Tradovate. Oh, the final thing I wanted to mention is, again, you can see the very small amount of money in this particular account. I agree with some of the comments that I get that the fundings programs, even though you are being told you're trading a $50,000 account, if your risk or drawdown is $1,000, you're really trading a $1,000 account. So as an alternative, if you're not a huge fan of those programs and you want to give yourself a little challenge and earn some money along the way, is you can open up a small account with Tradovate, open up an account with Tradovate, deposit a small amount of money, and trade as if you're in one of those programs. And you can actually trade even more micros than if you wanted to. Now, what you'd have to do is you have to take $1,000 and turn it into $3,000. That might sound crazy, but with levered products and with the flexibility that micros provide in terms of the trading styles that you can trade, given the fact that they're much smaller than the full contracts, it's not crazy. But you would see how it should take you more than 10 days or 15 days, a lot more than 10 days or 15 days to turn $1,000 into $3,000. Maybe like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, something like that. And if you wanted to go slow and steady and give yourself a challenge like that, then that's something that you could certainly do in here. And you could set up the exact same risk settings that you would have to be following if you were doing the program. And by exact same, I mean on a percentage basis. I'll probably go into that a little bit more in some other accounts. All right, that'll be it for tonight. My name is Rod, the Futures Fanatic, reminding you to stay green, trade like you mean it, set up some risk parameters if you're using Tradovate, save yourself from yourself, adopt really good habits, and trade like you mean it. Thanks.